Hello, this is Dr. Hui Liu from San Jose, California, United States. My email is IBridgePy@gmail.com. IBridgePy is an easy-to-use Python platform to help traders to build algorithm trading robots. It can backtest and live trade with interactive brokers, Robinhood, and TD Ameritrade. You can download IBridgePy from www.ibridgepy.com. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel because more tutorials are coming.
Tutorial, I'm going to talk about performance analysis. In IBridgePy, we can do a backtesting, and the backtesting process will create two records. One is a balance log, the other one is transaction log. In the balance log, there is a column which is the account balance, and we can use that account balance to analyze the portfolio or strategy performance. To analyze portfolio performance, we focus on Sharpe Ratio. The Sharpe Ratio actually was initially was developed by William Sharpe in 1966, and which is we need to use historical data and then use yearly, monthly, daily yield to calculate Sharpe Ratio. And then let's switch to this Investpedia. Take a little more detail about the details of how to calculate Sharpe Ratio. Investpedia to understand the Sharpe Ratio a little bit. So the Sharpe Ratio was introduced by William Sharpe in 1966, and it has been one of the most referenced risk-return measures used in finance, and much of this popularity is attributed to its simplicity. So if you have time, you can take a look, but I would like to talk a little bit about more how Sharpe Ratio is defined, originally defined. So Sharpe Ratio is a number which is the return of a portfolio minus the best available rate of return. Actually, most of the time we use treasury bonds return because we assume this is the T-bond, actually risk-free security, and divided by the standard deviation of the series of return. This return can be yearly return, monthly return, or daily return based on your choice. Think about daily return will have much more numbers than monthly return, or weekly return, or annual return. So the significance of the calculated Sharpe Ratio will be more meaningful when the number is the number of returns, which is the daily return, is higher. So let's say this way: the more number, the more meaningful the calculated Sharpe Ratio is. And this is the standard Sharpe Ratio, and there's an example on calculating using the yearly return. You can see if you even for 10 years you only have 10 data points to calculate the standard deviation and the annualized return. So the Sharpe Ratio value is not that stable, statistically not stable. So let's come back. To calculate a Sharpe Ratio, you need to have historical data, and then you can do yearly, monthly, weekly, or daily yield. As long as you have this number, we can calculate Sharpe Ratio. And IBridgePy has a tool to calculate Sharpe Ratio. The formula used in IBridgePy tool is Simplified Sharpe Ratio. Simplified means we don't use risk-free security, just simply use the return itself. The reason for that is this one, the Sharpe Ratio is used to evaluate portfolio performance, and the risk-free security return is not that critical, because when we compare portfolio performance, as long as you are using the same benchmark, so simplified Sharpe ratio is comparable already and it's easier mathematically. The input to this IBridgePy tool is daily account balance, the dollar amount, so that you have a list of your daily balance. Then that's good enough to calculate Sharpe ratio. The output of this IBridgePy tool is the Sharpe ratio and draw a plot. Then let's switch to a demo. The IBridgePy tool. This tool is saved at the folder called Tools, and then the file name is called Portfolio Sharpe Ratio. There are a few functions, and this function is to use matplotlib pyplot to make a plot and add a label there. The main function to calculate annualized Sharpe ratio is like this. So the input is a daily balance, and then calculate the close price of yesterday, and then calculate daily yield by close today minus close yesterday over close yesterday, and then calculate simple average and standard deviation. Then the Sharpe ratio formula is here, mean over standard deviation. Actually, this one is a Sharpe ratio already by definition. However, we would like to analyze this Sharpe ratio. Our assumption is there are 252 trading days, and then we use the formula is to times square of 252 to analyze Sharpe ratio, so that you can use this Sharpe ratio with other methods to compare, because it is analyzed. And in this function, there is a function called use sample balance log. The function itself is to read in the sample balance log, which is txt file in this folder right there. If you open it, this is the balance log, which is created by the IBridgePy backtester. It has 4 columns: date, time, account balance, and cash value. And in this tutorial, we will going to use this column, which is the account balance, in draw plot to show how it looks like. And then we switch back. So this line is to read in the text file, and the output is a pandas data frame. Then we use this function and use this column to calculate annualized Sharpe ratio and then make a plot. Also, we provide another example is to show the Sharpe ratio of SPY. And then we have SPY data in the same folder, which is here, and the data starts from 2001 January 3rd to 2019 12 December 14th. Actually, we can get more data if you really need, and then follow the same structure. And then let's run it to see how it goes. Okay, got it. So the calculated annualized Sharpe ratio is 0.59 there, and this is the balance. This is the actually the plot of the account balance to show you what the chart looks like, and this is how it looks like. And then I want to demo the SPY number. So this is a sample strategy, which is the buy low, sell high strategy, and backtest was the, I remember, was the year 2020, and the SPY is go back to 20 years to see the long-term SPY number. SPY, the Sharpe ratio of SPY. Okay, This is the typical SPY. We can see the dip. This is 2008, 2000. This is 2008 dip, and the year 2000 around, and then goes up like this. This is the shape of SPY actually, and the Sharpe ratio is 0.45. So compared to the previous sample balance, the other one is 0.56, and which is better than the SPY native Sharpe ratio.
Thank you very much. For any questions, please send an email to IBridgePy@gmail.com. If you need any help on coding, please check out our well-known Run a Coder service. More tutorials are coming. Please don't forget to subscribe. IBridgePy is an easy-to-use Python platform to backtest and live trading. Thank you very much.